for me. So at number 5, I've gone with Tyrone Tracy from Purdue, who's 5'11", 209 pounds. But he used to be he was a former wide receiver. He was recruited to Purdue as a wide receiver, and he's only recently transitioned to running back, with 2023 being his first year really only as a running back. And that probably tells you he's just got a really versatile skill set. He's a versatile weapon who's great in the passing game because of his wide receiver background, but also he can be a north-south runner and he can play outside the tackles. But what really sets him apart for me is his strength as a blocker. There's not many guys that we see entering the NFL now who are so good as a runner, but also as a blocker. But that's what makes him stand out. It's the receiving, it's the blocking, the catching out the backfield makes him an unbelievable weapon as a catcher at the backfield. He's a loose athlete, really smooth, fluid, corrective movements, can make defenders miss in the box, an abundance of skill moves to spin and juke for extra gain. He's just really a do-it-all guy. He can kick returns, he can return kicks as well, because of that elusive footwork that he's got to make defenders miss. Weaknesses, he's new to the position, only played a year, so he's still learning some of the nuances behind the line of scrimmage, and he's got a tendency to try and kick outside of the tackles, even though he can run through the middle. You just want to see him take those opportunities more, and he needs to be able to learn more patience and discipline to be able to do that. But I think he's got it all as a skill set to buy into as one of those the 5 or 6 guys who are in a cluster who could go probably early day 3, I would say. But Tyrone Tracy, if someone really likes him, could go a little bit earlier. But there's just a cluster of guys there, and I've gone with Tyrone Tracy because I really like that all-round skill set.
Yeah, he's a bit of an older prospect, and he's going to be 25 during the season. And he was obviously at Iowa for that 3-4 years before he moved to running back at Purdue. I think he's got someone who's got really good straight line speed. You know, he can get north to south pretty quickly. I think he just lacks a bit of experience at the position, doesn't he? I think that decision making you talked about, Owen, when he does tend to want to try and attack the outside and then burst upfield, he maybe doesn't see the plays as well through the tackles. But he's someone, if you're betting on traits, I think he is a traitsy guy. This is a difficult running back class for me to separate. I find running backs at the best of times difficult to separate, and this year incredibly difficult. I think he's got a lot to like, but for me, he was just a bit on the outside looking in, so I didn't have him in my top 5.
Yeah, completely understand. It's literally just because of he's going to be able to get on the field because he can pass protect, and he's more than adequate as a receiver. So you've got kind of a 3-pronged attack there for him to be able to get on the field, and really that's what did it for me in the end. But yeah, the cluster of guys, it's so tight.